Matchup on tap here between the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And now running right through it. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The first carry for the tailback, Jeremy Langford. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. The numbers for Langford last week, 15 carries, 63 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
3 yards to go here on second down. Throwing now is Wentz. They go screenplay to Langford. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Wentz to throw on second down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now Wentz. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he takes it down deep into Atlanta territory. And that one results in 35 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. And here now it's 2nd and goal, ball on the 7-yard line. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll try and run with McKinnon. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
4th down, ball's at the 1-yard line. Do you go for it, or do you go ahead and kick a field goal? I think because you're going to end up giving a long field, even if you don't score, I put my trust in my defense. I go for it and try and get the points.
So on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit for Todd Bowles. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Gano's kick is right through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So the opening drive for them here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball, put points on the board first, and let everyone start to celebrate.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion. To throw again. Carr. And he slings one that's incomplete. Third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that's incomplete. Coming in carrying the losing streak, not the start that they were looking for. 3 and out on the opening drive.
So now everyone's looking at each other. And what I mean by that is, who's going to make the right play? Who's going to get us out of the doldrums? Who's going to get us out of this funk that they're in right now? They've got to find someone who will make a play, create a play, and get their confidence moving in the right direction.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And the Jets set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that. Super tough.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Langford again. And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
This is Langford on 1st and 10. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football. And the plays he's making, he's throwing them in the offensive backfield.
A dump down to McKinnon. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's a 4-yard pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now Wentz on third down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Burton, and he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
On second down, Langford. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Wentz got his target, Samuel. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And they've got it here with a 1st down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Wentz now on 1st down. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Defense.
So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
They'll look to run with Langford, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Again, it's Langford. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit.
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Trey Burton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to drop those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. If you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. This will be taken about the 12. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Carr now on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And able to find Decker. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. To Decker over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. 13 yards down to the 13. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. They'll run for it with Anderson. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. C.J. Anderson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes, too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
What Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
10 more there and another first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Wentz going to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now Wentz again. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Jets on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Working from the gun, Wentz. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get 1 more drive in before halftime.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Fresh set of downs here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And the slot man goes in motion left. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. 1st down. Here's the run with Anderson. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled it.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Aaron Donald in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Here's Carr to throw. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. Oh, and Sturgis hung that one out to the right. Off the mark. It's no good. Elsewhere, a score update from New Orleans. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now Wentz taking a shot for Samuel. And incomplete on the deep ball. We have hit halftime. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. For the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Third down now. It's C.J. Anderson. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. His tight end, Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The Falcons on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From midfield, here's Carr. And that's complete. It's Watson. And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
10th carry now for Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Carr to throw on second down. This will be caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Stephon Anthony. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. On second down, here's Wentz. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Robert Quinn. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. And, oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, it's Langford. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Langford. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Wentz to throw on second down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On third and long, it's Wentz. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
Final minute now of the third quarter. On play action, Wentz. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
On second down, here's Carr. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Falcons on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is third down and 12. Throwing his Carr on third down. He's got his man. That's Wallace. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Falcons. Mike Wallace, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the fourth.
Well, we've seen some lead changes, and it certainly appeared that one of these squads was in full control of the game, but that's not the case after that touchdown.
Yeah, they erase a 2 TD deficit here to grab the lead. Now Sturgis on to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Back to the air on second down. Wentz looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Point after now from Sturgis. And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And New York set to take the field. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like when we talk about the defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. First throw off the bench for the veteran Shove. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Now Shaw. Caught here by Conley. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Chris Conley, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. Doug Baldwin past the 20. runs out of gas, but not before he's inside the 10-yard line.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure they thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So they're on the 5-yard line here, 2nd down and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 4 of 7. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This drive started with 1st and goal. Now that it's 4th and goal, anything less than a touchdown would feel like a letdown to me.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Hard to throw for it on 4th down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Doug Baldwin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And New York set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Shaw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This will be 3rd and 19. He'll drop to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Going deep for Moncrief. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Pass interference. Defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. To return, this is Doug Baldwin. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now Carr throwing on second down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Time running out here on the play clock. Another tote here for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Anderson. And he will be stopped here for no gain, and then it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw on second down. Carr caught by the tight end Watson. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The Falcons on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Carr to throw. Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. Whistles now and a timeout. Defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Back to the ground, Anderson. Sheds off the tackle. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run. Anderson. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. Second down, the ball on the 2 here. Second, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Spencer Ware, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Jets. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And now movement again, and they'll march even further backward.
False start, offense.
So that'll back them up 5. Shotgun snap as they'll look to throw to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. It's a 14-yard pickup, but it'll still be 2nd down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. Got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
He's got the hook up with Conley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Here we go now.
They'll set up to throw. Checks it underneath to Langford. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
They'll look to throw. Dumps it into the flat to Langford. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. And he just clocked it. But the clock wasn't even moving. Well, that's one you don't see very often, a wasted down. 10 yards still left on second down. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved.
False start. Offense.
That's on the veteran guard, Alex Boone. Well, not the position they want to be in. Still a very, very small chance here, but they almost need a miracle.
Agreed. That means they've got to get it to the sidelines, get out of bounds, and preserve clock.
Back to throw. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down.
Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
So 2nd and 10 here. Set up a throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And Gano's kick is right through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So the field goal means we're back to a 1-score game, but with no timeouts left, I think this has to be an onside kick.
I like your analysis there, partner. I think you're right. You need the ball back. That's probably your only avenue.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And here now come the Falcons. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Atlanta, it's a win that was long overdue as they move to 1-6 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills.